So today we're diving into something I find pretty special. This isn't just the story of a building changing over time. Nope. It's the story of a building finding its mission, its true purpose, over more than a century. Let's jump in and see how it all went down. It's a pretty fascinating question, isn't it? I mean, think about it. You and I, we walk past buildings every single day, and we probably don't give them a second thought. But what if a structure could have a soul? What if it could actually embody a mission to serve its community? Well, right in the heart of Bilbao, Spain, there's one particular building that spent the last 100 years proving that the answer is a big, resounding yes. So stick with me because we're going to trace its incredible journey of transformation. All right, so where does this journey really kick off? It all starts with its most important step, the shift from, a private luxury item to a public servant. This is where the building really found its calling. Okay, let's rewind the clock. The story kicks off way back in 1899. At first, it was this elegant private home for the wealthy Allende family. Then, by 1921, it got its first little taste of a higher purpose when it became a Jesuit school. But the real game changer? That happens in 1946. That's when the Damas Apostolicas, a congregation focused on social work, bought the property, and its destiny was changed forever. And man, you can really see that change in what it started doing. It became this true hub of compassion. It wasn't just doing one thing. It was a shelter for women and children, a diner for migrant workers, even a medical dispensary. It supported everyone, from young people trying to learn a trade to the city's sailors and fishermen. It truly became a sanctuary. But here's the thing. To take on this new mission, the building itself had to change. I mean, its fancy residential style just wasn't going to cut it anymore. It needed a physical transformation to match its new social one. And that's where the first key architect in our story steps in, Jose Maria Chapa Galindez. He was the guy tasked with giving the building an identity that matched its new, selfless mission. You could almost say he was helping it shed its very first skin to grow into something new. And wow, the difference is just night and day. Before 62, you've got this decorative, almost fancy chalet built for just one family. After 62, a simple, functional building designed for everybody. And this move from, say, stucco to solid brick and concrete, that wasn't just a style choice. It was a statement about durability, low maintenance, and serving a much greater purpose. So get this, Chapa didn't just slap on a new coat of paint. He started from scratch. He actually demolished the old chalet to create something entirely new, something that was really built to last. His functionalist design became the solid foundation that would end up serving the community for over 6 decades. But that solid foundation, well, it was about to face a test that absolutely nobody saw coming. A massive citywide disaster was about to threaten everything and push this building to the absolute brink. The year is 1983, and for the city of Bilbao, this year is, well, it's infamous. It was the year of the Great Flood, a natural disaster of historic proportions that completely devastated the region. And our building? It was smack dab in the middle of it all. The damage was just catastrophic. The structure itself was compromised. The electrical and plumbing systems were totally wrecked. All those vital social services that depended on this space, they just stopped. The building's very existence was on the line. But just when it seemed like it was all over, it was about to be saved. This time by an architect named Cesar Cacoya. We can think of him as the preserver. Now, Cacoya's goal wasn't to reinvent the wheel. It was a rescue mission, plain and simple. His plan was methodical. First, make the building safe with critical structural repairs. Then, a complete overhaul of all the ruined systems. And finally, a functional restoration. The goal was simple, but so profound. Bring the building back to life so its mission could continue, all while keeping that solid, functional character that Chapa had built. Okay, so surviving that flood was a huge deal, a monumental achievement. But it wasn't the end of the story. As the world moved into a new century, the building faced a new set of challenges, which brings us right up to today, to its latest and maybe its most ambitious chapter yet. So now, the torch has been passed to a new team, IMB Arquitectos. These are the visionaries who are getting this historic building ready for the future, adapting it for the complex social needs we see in the 21st century. And this quote from the EDU Foundation, who now runs the place, really says it all. Alineando el edificio con la misión y la visión de la entidad. Basically, it means making the building match the mission. And that simple idea, that's the driving force behind this whole new transformation.
So what does that look like in real life? Well, it means it's becoming this fully integrated social hub. You're going to have 28 residential units, an inclusive restaurant, you've got spaces for social help and training, plus collaborative workspaces. See, it's not just handing out services anymore, it's building a whole ecosystem of support. So, when you pull all these threads together, what do you see? You see a story of constant evolution, always driven by a singular, powerful purpose: to serve.
You know, the documentary about this project has this amazing name for this latest phase, Tercer Piel, or the third skin. And I just love that. The first skin was the private villa. The second was Chapa's functional service building. And this third skin, it's a new identity for a new era. Smarter, more integrated, and more responsive than ever before.
At the end of the day, that is this building's legacy. From an exclusive private home to an open-armed public servant, it has physically molded itself, again and again, to answer the call of its community. It's a living, breathing example of how architecture can be a powerful tool for good. And all of this brings us right back to where we started, to that fundamental question about what a building can truly be. So I'll leave you with this thought. If this one building in Bilbao can be reborn with purpose over and over again, adapting to serve its people through every single challenge, just think, what incredible potential is hiding in plain sight in the old, forgotten, or overlooked buildings of your city?